the third Sunday in February 1924 that America's most renowned evangelist, Billy Sunday, would come here to Shreveport, Louisiana for a 7-week-long revival meeting. You see, Sunday was born in 1862, just 1 month before his father died in the Civil War. Sunday would grow up an orphan. At 15 years old, he ran away and found a job as a stable boy. In his spare time, he played amateur baseball and was soon attracting attention for his speed. In 1883, the owner of the Chicago White Stockings discovered him and signed him to play professionally. Soon, Sunday was known nationwide as the fastest man in baseball. However, it was one night in 1887 that would forever change Sunday's life. It was after a game and he was out drinking with some of his teammates. As they sat outside of the saloon, he overheard a group of missionaries singing hymns. He was powerfully affected and gave his life to Jesus. He quit drinking, married, and became a preacher. In 1891, he gave up his baseball career and became a full-time evangelist. When Sunday came here to Shreveport, he asked that the city build a wooden tabernacle to hold the expected crowds. Churches and business leaders, they raised over $22,000 to construct a 6,000-seat auditorium. That first Sunday, churches, they canceled their services, rearranged their schedules to allow their congregations to attend. Sunday was unlike any other preacher at the time. Oh, he was contemptuous of what he called flabby-cheeked, brittle-boned, weak-kneed, effeminate Christianity. He preached like the competitive athlete that he was. He was constantly in motion, leaping around the stage, crouching, jumping, walking, running wide-eyed and frantic. He preached a fire and brimstone message against alcohol. He said, "I have no quarrel with you. I have a quarrel with the devil, and with all that holds you as an unwilling slave. My quarrel is not with you, but with the devil, and I want to get something into your head. No man will argue in favor of sin. We will agree that we are better when we are sober, better when we pray." He said, man has a law and God has a law. If you transgress man's law, then the penitentiary is for you. But if you transgress God's law, then hell is for you. At the end of his message, Sunday would invite all that wanted to commit their life to Jesus to walk down the sawdust trail. That was the dirt floor underneath the tabernacle. It was covered with sawdust. The aisles, the area in front of the stage, all lined with sawdust. Oh, during that week, over 350,000 people would attend, and over 10,000 people would walk that sawdust trail to give their life to Christ. It's said that Sunday had an effect on the entire city and on every household. You see, this marked the turning of the city of Shreveport. For decades afterwards, the spiritual environment of this town was changed. Even this municipal center behind me owes its roots to Sunday. You see, the site became so well known that the people of Shreveport decided that they wanted to build a center, an auditorium here. This site actually has been marked by 2 great revivals. One that took place in 1924 with Billy Sunday, and another of sorts that would take place 30 years later. You see, it would be from this stage right behind me that would prove to be a sign of the changing times that it was announced, "Ladies and gentlemen, you've never heard of this young man before, but one day you'll be able to tell your grandchildren that you heard musical history tonight." And with these prophetic words, Elvis Presley took to the stage on what was called the Louisiana Hayride radio program in October of 1954. Oh, the times they were a-changing, and Shreveport, just like America, was on the dawn of a cultural revolution. Many say that Shreveport began to turn sharply away from the Lord after this time. However, there are many in the city who believe that God has yet one more revival in store. Today, we actually met here with multiple intercessors from the Healing Place Church to redig the well of revival. You see, just as Sunday saw 10,000 people saved and walk that sawdust trail, we prayed that God would send multitudes down their own sawdust trail in churches all across the city. We asked God to send a greater awakening to Shreveport. Many may see spiritual darkness here, but I see the dawning of a great light. How about you? You see, perhaps you remember a time when God moved powerfully in your life, yet over the years it's been lost. My friend, don't forget the great moves of God of the past. Remember the wonders of the Lord. Let them stir you to contend to see a greater awakening. Just as we are believing for one here in Shreveport, believe for one in your own life.